three-point defense. A lot of opponents been raining threes on you guys this year. What's the general aspect of y'all's three-point defense? What do you want to do to deny those?
Staying in line. Frank usually teaches us defensive practice. We do a lot of defensive stuff in practice. So, being committed to doing all that is just like we'll get some stops.
Just from what I've seen, a lot of times when a driver goes into the lane, you guys collapse. That leaves somebody open for a wide-out kick out in a three. Are you guys comfortable with that as saying, like, well, it may be a wide-open shot, but it's a three-pointer?
Staying in line, filling the gaps and everything. Point guard has to be, determined to stay on the ball. Frank likes when the point guard stays on the ball, be aggressive on ball handler so we can prevent those wide-open threes. So if we stay in line and do what we're committed to do, we just want that.
Has there been one main thing missing in the three-point defense these past couple of games?
No, just being committed, staying on the ball, defending. That's about it.
Do you feel like you played against Auburn?
Had a pretty confident first half. I think I have a lot of things to work on, but, building on from that first half, I think that's what I envision myself in the next couple of games, just keep building on from that, keep practicing, being consistent with it.
Go ahead.
Frank said last night that he wished he could have played you more in the second half. One thing that held him back was he didn't feel like he had a complete feel for the kind of the scout going in. He wasn't comfortable. The practice wasn't as sharp. Where are you in that and kind of picking things up in practices and applying that to the game?
Every day in practice, you start to pick things up, start to realize who Frank is and how he, coaches and what we do. So just like doing that and continuing being consistent, everything like that. Just what you said, he's just picking up on things and growing as a player.
What do you feel like you can learn about yourself as a player going up against a guy like Wiley, who's pretty much widely considered as one of the top 2 or 3 big men in the SEC?
Just going there and confident, everything we have scout on him, everything. If you're just paying attention to scout and you're being locked in, I think things should, kind of go your way in some sort of way.
That block you had, I think, on their first possession the other night, can you take us through that and how important was that a little bit maybe for a confidence booster, getting to start in that environment and having that play right away?
Just build confidence in the team, give the whole team energy. Love giving energy and love, working together so we could play well.
Frank has said a couple of times this year that he's been concerned about the team's, energy in practices following a loss. How do you feel like this team has been practicing, getting ready for Vandy tomorrow?
We have great practices most of the time. We practice a lot of energy, a lot of players give out energy, a lot of players starting to speak more. So it builds our confidence and helps us, win games.
Wildens, real off topic here, but last week before the Kentucky game, Sergeant Slaughter dropped by practice. You guys know who he was?
I used to be a big WWE guy, okay. So kind of saw him and I was like, oh. But I'm not surprised seeing all these famous people anymore. Used to saw Charles Barkley. Kind of I didn't really see him until after the game, but it's pretty cool seeing people like that.
You knew who the Sarge was. Was it just kind of any wondering, what's this guy doing here at our practice? Or were you just saying, oh, well, it's Sergeant Slaughter?
I was kind of confused at what he was doing there. It was an open gym, shoot around, so he was just watching it. So it was pretty cool that he was there.
Who you been starstruck by? You say you don't get starstruck anymore, kind of. What's the one person that you kind of stopped and had to kind of catch your breath at?
I don't really know. Just
not Barkley?
Since AAU, I've seen big guys, so kind of used to it now. But
So you're a Boston guy.
Yeah.
What's Tom Brady gonna do next?
Tom Brady. Apparently, he's getting into the portal or whatever. I think he should just stay. He's pretty much gonna stay.
Are you nervous about this?
Yes, I'm nervous about that.
You obviously started with Jair at the point and then started again now with Jermaine kind of heading up point guard duties. What's the difference? What kind of does Jermaine bring to this offense when he's kind of handling the ball, and what have you seen from him?
Jermaine brings a lot of energy. He's really competitive, talks a lot in practice, so I salute him. He should keep it up because it helps us a lot, kind of brings a little bit of leadership, I'd say, but should keep it up.
What's your relationship like with Jalen, and are you two kind of comparing notes after practices. Like, you guys are kind of in this together, it seems like.
Yeah.
How close are you, and how beneficial is it to have him along for this kind of learning curve?
Jalen and I are really close. You know, we're always in it to win it together. We're roommates. You know, we talk to each other every day. You know, sometimes when he's not having a great practice, we lift each other up. Before the games, we talk to each other, you know, like, we got to get it. You know, we're freshmen, we're in it together. So I'd say we have, like, a pretty strong relationship.
How are your games different? I know you guys have both you guys have both played in that similar spot with Keyshawn being out. What can you two kind of provide there and complement one another?
You know, Jalen and I, we love bringing energy. We love hyping each other up, you know. Just running with each other and just playing with each other building each other's confidence.
Anything else for Wildens, guys?
Just looking to Vandy tomorrow, what are some of the things you guys are seeing and preparing for out of this game?
You know, Vanderbilt's, they're looking to get their first W. Like, every team in the SEC wants to win, so prepare for a lot of energy, trying to, you know, stay confident and just stay locked in.
Is that something that Frank has talked to you about, kind of their losing streak in the SEC? I think it's up to 22 straight losses in conference. Does that give you guys any extra notice to know these guys kind of have their backs against the wall and they're really coming out here swinging?
Like I said, like, every team in the SEC just wants to, you know, no one's going to wave the white flag, so I expect a lot of energy from them trying to seek their first win.